Hi, I'm Jen.
And I'm Bonnie.
We're the Playing with String organizing team. Today we're talking with Natalie from Sheepish Wolfe Design.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh, we're delighted to see you. So we would like to really hear a little bit about you. So just give us a quick short bio, if you would.
A quick short bio of me. Well, I started knitting and crocheting when I was pregnant with both my children. I learned to crochet when I was pregnant with my oldest, and learned to knit when I was pregnant with my youngest. So that's 35 plus a few years. I learned to knit with a group of sisters within our congregation who would get together on Wednesday afternoons, and it was wonderful. It was a great time to get to know different ones. I love just sitting and chatting and knitting and sharing ideas, and that's, I think, one of the biggest things with knitting or crafting community in general, is just the sharing of ideas, sharing of techniques.
Yeah,
The knowledge sharing
Yeah,
is really
it
nice
really is.
to
Yeah.
expand your own
Yeah.
knowledge
Yeah.
as well.
And the groups are so supportive. That's what I love is, the knitters are always so supportive of each other. There's not a competition.
How long have you had Sheepish Wolfe Designs then?
Well, I started Sheepish Wolfe the very first year you guys did Playing with String. That was your very first one was my opening.
So are you in your workshop right now?
I am in my workshop.
I see that it's tidied.
It is, a little bit tidy. My workshop is often, it's the joke around the house is, Neil will ask me, what am I doing today? And it's always, I'm going to clean up the craft room. So I do have.
Oh, impressive.
I will move my hat out of the way. There we go. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
that's beautifully set up.
And I noticed you said fur pom poms, but you actually use faux fur, correct?
I do use faux fur. Yes. So I've got, so I had 20, how many did I have? 25 different colors or types of faux fur. I order most of my faux fur in from the States. I tried to find a Canadian distributor wholesale for me, but I couldn't find one. So I do have to order in from the States for the faux fur. And for this season, I have brought in 11 new colors, and most of those ones come from overseas. Do you want to see some of the new colors that I've brought in?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
let's see some of your new colors.
Okay, so this one is going to be probably one of the funnest pom-poms I've had.
With the multi.
I'm almost thinking of calling it Cosmos or Nebula or something like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yes.
got some green and some pinks.
Is it blue too on the other side?
The dark blue, and it has like a light gray down on the interior. Whoops.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And then we have this one, I'm thinking of Embers, possibly, which is a nice gray base,
Yeah.
a black to a gray, and then with orange tips.
Orange. Yeah. Nice.
Yes.
We have this one. I think this one's going to be called Desert Fox.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Very pretty. I love the tips.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tips are very orange.
Yeah.
And the very last new one is this one, and this one is extremely, extremely limited. I only have 7 larges and I think 7 smalls, and that it is a beautiful rosy pink with white tips.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
Showing us some samples. You've got some of the like the uncut and some of the cut, and just some of the progress along the way. Could you show us some?
Yeah. So I generally cut my faux fur with I cut my backing at generally a 5-inch square. I try to err on the side of being larger as opposed to smaller. So with the pom-poms, you'll notice that they are quite different in size. If you look at the size difference between the amethyst
Yeah.
and like the polar ice, you
Yeah.
can see that there is quite the size difference, but it really does depend upon the thickness of the pile and the guard hair length as opposed to where the typical fur is. So that really is, but these are both cut out of the 5-inch squares.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I do like to have, I like a lot of variety in, my pom-poms.
Mhm.
So I will start with, so this one is Savannah.
That's
I will start with the 5-inch. I generally round it off. And then as we've mentioned, I now am doing the new form of ties that I've just brought in. There we go. So I use a grosgrain ribbon as the tie on. And Jen, you have one there.
I do, yes. So it's just tied to the inside of the hat.
Hmm.
That's all I've done.
So you just take the tips down. I usually do mine on either side of the crown
Mm-hmm.
and tie it into just a bow. And then it's nice and easy for it to be removed for washing.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think too, especially kids' hats, they're so nice to be able to remove it. Very simple and put it in the wash.
yes.
It is, it's very nice. And you can either fluff it up with a cool hair dryer,
Okay.
or I will sometimes use like a wire, like a dog brush. Anyways, just a little, and you just have to be cautious that you don't overdo it.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't do that very often.
Okay. I have a quick question. When you cut them, like I'm looking at all the long fur, so you must have a technique that you use for cutting the backing without destroying the edges of the fur.
That is really important because I've seen some faux fur pom-poms that they literally have taken it and they cut it right down.
Yeah.
And then the tips, you lose the fanciness of the tips.
Mm.
So I do use an X-Acto knife to generally cut the full squares. And then when I'm rounding off the corners, I will use very pointed scissors.
I know we talked a bit about one time the way that you sew them together, which is a little bit different as well. Like you do a special technique to keep the.
I do a special technique that on the inside of the pom-pom, one of the things I really, when I got into being we like to call it a pom-pomist. So one of the things with a pom-pomist is I really wanted to have so that there were no raw edges seen and that all of the stuffing was completely encased. So when you look at the bottom of the pom-pom,
Oh, yeah.
you can see that there are no raw edges.
Right.
It is completely encased, and even around the ribbon, there may be a slight, very slight, but you can't pull through there. So it is completely.
Oh, okay. We're looking at Jen's here. Oh, yes, I see. Exactly. That. Yeah, actually, you can't really see any seam at all. It's just all kind of perfectly joined. Very nice.
I feel that it sits against the hat nicer because it's creating a nice base.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
With everything kind of tucked up and in, it creates a nice base, solid against the hat.
Yeah. Well, I know I've seen the Top Drawer has your pom-poms, and they've shown a couple of them sitting on the hats, and they really do display beautifully. I mean, I realize that they're also for sale, but really they make such a lovely display.
They do. As I was throwing some around the room today, just kind of, or even I did my little.
I was looking at that. Now, okay, explain that. That's all pom-poms?
That is, I did actually have all of the pom-poms up there, but I pulled a few out for display and to talk about today. So, but that did have all 39 pom-poms on there. To do this wall display was the very first time I actually had all of the pom-poms done at the same time without them going out before I had a chance to photograph them.
Okay.
So this, of all of the years, this is the very first time I've actually done that. So it was like, I did this.
Yeah. And then do you still do stitch markers as well, or not as much anymore?
Not as much. The focus is more on that, but I am, I'm still working a bit on my, I've always loved the double ended stitch markers.
Yes,
Mhm.
those are
One.
Yes.
great.
Yeah, those
Yes.
are really nice.
Where you have one end that's bigger than the other end
Mhm.
to fit into the different size needles.
Yeah.
You know, and then the larger one for the size 8s and so.
Oh, yeah. What I love with those is the way that they're joined together or finished off is there's no snagging. Like when I throw them on the project, they don't snag anything.
I do like that. And then I've worked a little bit with the little
they're
mini
so
spoons.
cute. That's adorable.
And ones that I've really actually enjoyed working with as a knitter, because I often will try these out before I package them up, is the silicone rings.
Oh, yeah.
They really slide nicely on the needles. They don't snag, they don't catch.
Yeah.
And these ones are supposed to be glow in the dark, but I haven't quite managed to see if they glow in the dark enough. I think the yarn covers it over. And I also do like the little metal ones that I brought in.
Oh, yeah, those ones are really nice. I like.
Those are, yeah. And then what I do with these ones is I will put a little bit of glue, because I have found that without gluing that bead where it joins, sometimes it literally falls off the needle or snags the yarn. So yeah, just, you know, a lot of times it's just little things that need to tweak that make it much easier to use. And then I did bring in some of the light bulb, light bulb stitch markers as well.
Yeah.
More like
Yeah,
the
well, those
locking
are
stitch.
good basic standard one to have.
They are, yes.
Do you have anything else in the works that you're thinking about that you're willing to share with us?
Well, a little coin purse, but it was just for fun. So I don't know if this is going to become anything, but it's just something that I thoroughly enjoy to.
That's really nice.
Lovely.
So I did just a little llama, sorry, the lightest.
Yeah, that's really cute.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And then on the side is a little hedgehog.
Oh, cute. Nice.
And on the other side is, what are these things called?
Need more
Oh, a
light.
sloth?
Oh, yes. That's wonderful. That was such a fun visit.
Yeah, thank you, Natalie.
It was great. I sure appreciate having this time to visit and a chance to get to know people out there. And
Well, we'll talk again soon, and hopefully we'll be seeing you at the Fibre Fest if it goes this year.
sounds good.
Okay, great. It was really nice. Thank you.
Thank you.